What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos, you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and others, and also see where we are looking to buy and sell these crypto assets ourselves. So before we get into the price action, I just want to briefly touch on the beginner tactical analysis course that we have on Leutheria.com. If you like watching these videos and learning how to analyze price action, this is the course that can help you if you're just getting into the crypto economy and you like to learn how to analyze price action to, excuse me. If you'd like to learn how to analyze price action on different crypto assets like the ones we talk about in these videos, but start off learning the foundational elements that you need to get started generating consistent profit trading these assets. So we go through things like candlestick analysis, trend analysis, volume analysis, technical indicators, support and resistance, and the whole gamut of stuff. So check it out. There's a link for that in the description below. You can get 20% off that course, at least for the time being. And so check that out. And yeah. All right. So until 89 days from now, we're going to be in this 3-month candle. We just closed a 3-month candle though. And so this 3-month candle, you can see extremely bearish with increasing bear volume here, and a very long black body here. You can see that we had short upper wicks of these two last 3-month candles, but because of the body of this candle, this is still very bearish, and so we'll be looking over the next 3 months or 90 days to go below this low, in my opinion, at 28,796. So we'll see just when that's going to happen, but one of the easiest trades that one could take here is the trade from the open of this 3-month candle right here to the bottom of this, which is about a 17% gain. And the reason for that is because it's just a very high likelihood that this will end up being a high, and for this to be set as a high, we need to break the low of this candle. So that's something that I'm looking at. If we look at the monthly time frame, the monthly time frame looks actually like we probably have formed our higher low. We haven't actually done that yet, but we're looking like we're going to because of these wicks and this candlestick right here from June. So we have declining bear volume, we have a longer lower wick on this candlestick of people buying the dip, and now suddenly we are looking like we're starting to try and creep up here to form a higher low here, and then most likely a lower high. Given the magnitude of this move, we're going to come up and we're going to form a lower high somewhere, and my bet is going to be somewhere from the R2 pivot up at about 46,000 to the 47K level. And I'll talk about why that is on the 3-day time frame. So let's go to the weekly. So on the weekly time frame right now, we don't have really any follow through from the bulls on this liquidity grab that we had below this low and this low, as well as the bullish divergence that we had right here from a higher low in the RSI, but a lower low in the price action. So now that we've closed 2 candlesticks below the R1 pivot, again, this is going to be a resistance level on a retest. So you can see right here when we retested it right here and rejected. So now we'll see if on this second test we can come into it and push through it, or if we push into it and reject off it again. Nevertheless, if we do end up going up, like I said, the R2 pivot is going to be the area to watch. This is at 46.3. If we get weak follow through from the bulls on this week over the next day and 7 hours, I would expect we potentially will end up drawing down even more in the coming weeks and days. So let's look at the 3-day time frame. So if we look at this from a 3-day perspective, this is the main resistance zone up here, and the reason why I think if we are to come up on the monthly time frame, this is where we will end up stopping. And this starts at 47,091 on this exchange. But you can see that this was when we changed the trend back here. So we had the bull trend right here. Then we came back down. We tested this level that was resistance right here. Support. Nice trade there. Tested again. Support. And then the third test right here, we broke right through it. So once you break right through it and close below it, now it'll be resistance. And that's what we call an SR flip zone. So that's going to be up here at about 47K if we end up getting out there. 2-day time frame, it looks like we're trying to form a higher low here on the 2-day. Very good news for the bulls if they want to continue this march upwards after this drawdown that we experienced right here. So we've only tested this gray resistance level once. We had a nice rejection. I talked about going short here on this trade. It was a very fruitful trade here with about a 10.7% profit potential. And then if we look at this from the perspective of this resistance, if we do end up eventually at some point going above this zone and closing 2 candlesticks above it on the 2-day time frame, this will end up being a support zone that will push price up into, the mid 4,000s, I would say. Daily time frame, we have formed a higher low. We talked about this yesterday being the likely scenario because we had such a significant rise right here. It was likely we would form a higher low. Now it's a question of, like I said, can the bulls come up and form a higher high above this daily high right here at 36.6 roughly and close 2 candlesticks above it? If they do, then they'll make a new support level on the daily time frame, and then they'll have some momentum that they can use to push through this 2-day gray resistance zone. Right now we're about to touch the pivot zone here at about 35K, so we'll see what ends up happening there in terms of either a rejection or not. The 12-hour time frame, we're still running into this gray zone right here, which is our main resistance that we had here, and now we're coming into it again. So we'll see if we get another rejection here or if we are able to push through it. It doesn't look good for the bulls here with the declining bull volume coming into it. It's very unlikely, in my opinion, that we will just go right through it, but anything's possible. So I'm still keeping an eye on this level. And then the other level is this this yellow level right here, and that's from our bear trend right here. So it's very clear we had a high, low, lower high, and then lower low pattern. This is our resistance, this candle right here. You can see that we're coming into this zone, and last candlestick, it looked like that was going to be the one that, where we would be, losing momentum and then coming down. But, this 4-hour candlestick somehow is still chugging along, going up, even though we had declining bull volume for 3 consecutive candlesticks. The bulls are still going for it here. If we do end up pushing through the zone on the first test and do not reject off of it at least once, this will end up being a strong support zone for the bulls. So that would be really good news for the bulls. We'll see what we get there, but this is a pretty big resistance level, so it's going to take pretty significant bull volume to push right through this and close above it. But this candlestick is good news for the bulls because it looked like last candlestick that we would reject off of it. So that's really all I'm watching right now. If we look at this from a perspective of the Ichimoku cloud, we need to go back above the cloud here and then get the Tenkan and the Kijun to come back above as well to put us in a position to push through this zone. Super Guppy indicator, you can see that we are kind of just flipping around with this thing. Rejected off of it here a few times, pushed above it here, support, but then we pushed back below it, turned it red again. Now we push through it again, so it's kind of just chopping around. If we look at the Super Guppy on the daily, it can give us better clarity. We're still very much in a sustained bear trend here. So like I said, the reason why the bulls would have to form a higher low and higher high is because they want to be able to push through things like this, which are going to resist price going any higher. So that's all you got for this one, guys. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around crypto and blockchain technology. And check out our global Leutheria Telegram channel. There's a link for that in the description below as well. This is where you can collaborate and learn with Leutheria members from around the world. It's free to join, and you can get your questions answered about anything crypto related in there, learn about interesting new projects, get different ideas on trades and investments that people are taking, and just meet new people from around the world. So check it out, and until tomorrow, onward and upward.